There are certain thoughts we all hold close, ideas and feelings that don't always find their way into conversation. Among these, perhaps none are more quietly guarded than the intimate fantasies we carry. For many women, the landscape of desire has long been shadowed by unspoken expectations, to stay modest, to keep certain longings private, to never appear too eager or too bold. That silence, though deeply embedded in our culture, can create distance in relationships where closeness should thrive. Well, I'm Dr. Naraya Wolf, and if you ever face questions or concerns about intimacy, sexuality, or the emotional dimensions of desire, stay with us. We're here to help you understand these parts of yourself with clarity, compassion, and without judgment. Today, I'd like to talk openly about 4 intimate fantasies that many women experience but rarely share aloud. My hope is that by the end of our time together, you'll see these desires not as something embarrassing or unusual, but as natural expressions of human emotion, rooted in trust, curiosity, and the longing for connection. Why women stay silent about their desires? Let's begin by acknowledging something important. Talking about sexual fantasies can feel deeply uncomfortable. There's fear of judgment, fear of being misunderstood, and perhaps most of all, the lingering cultural message that a woman who speaks openly about desire is somehow less respectable. But the truth is, women's imaginations are far richer, more creative, and more varied than many people assume. Research from Canada has shown that women often experience arousal across a wider range of scenarios than men do. Women's desire is flexible, context-sensitive, emotional, sensory, and imaginative. Once you understand this, it becomes clear that female desire isn't a mystery. It's simply a different language. So what are the fantasies women most commonly imagine? Fantasy 1. Intimacy with a stranger psychologist. Justin Lemiller conducted a comprehensive study involving thousands of adults, and his findings revealed that approximately 64% of women have imagined an intimate encounter with someone they don't know. The setting might be a bar, a hotel lobby, or a chance meeting somewhere unexpected, a moment where routine falls away and curiosity takes over. Why is this fantasy so common? The answer lies in how our brains process novelty. An unfamiliar person activates the dopamine pathways in our mind, the same circuits that respond to new experiences, new scents, new rhythms. The unfamiliarity itself is thrilling. And importantly, this doesn't mean a woman wants to be unfaithful. It simply means she's imagining what it might feel like to be free of expectations, to explore without history or consequence, safely within the privacy of her own mind. As relationship expert Esther Perel often reminds us, eroticism thrives in the presence of the unknown. It doesn't always require a new person. Sometimes just a new experience is enough. The fantasy of a stranger allows women to mentally explore uncharted territory without real-world risk. Understanding this can shift how men approach attraction entirely. Many men wonder how to captivate a woman's attention. The answer isn't found in perfect words or grand gestures, it's in presence and authenticity. Women respond not to pressure, but to genuine interest. When you're comfortable, curious, and unhurried, you create a space where she feels safe enough to reveal her playful, adventurous side. That's real connection. 2 people giving each other permission to be fully present. Fantasy 2. Exploring power dynamics. About 65% of women have imagined scenarios where they surrender control, while 47% imagine taking charge. It's crucial to understand that this has nothing to do with violence or disrespect. These fantasies are about trust, balance, and emotional intensity. For many women who carry heavy responsibilities in daily life, the fantasy of surrender can be deeply liberating. It's not about weakness, it's about being so safe with someone that you can let go completely. You can stop making decisions, stop managing everything, and simply be present in the moment. On the flip side, some women imagine being the one in control. Dominance can feel empowering, playful, and especially meaningful when it's rooted in mutual respect. In both cases, these fantasies offer a safe way to explore the 2 sides of a single coin, control and vulnerability. Power dynamics are less about the physical and more about the emotional. They invite communication, negotiation, and trust, all of which strengthen real-world relationships. And here's something many men miss. When a woman imagines surrendering, she's not imagining being weak. She's imagining being so deeply safe with someone that she can fully let go. That's actually an enormous compliment. Fantasy 3, multiple partners. This one may surprise many men. Fantasies involving more than 2 people, most commonly threesomes. According to Lee-Miller's data, about 56% of women have imagined such scenarios. Some imagine being the center of attention, others imagine observing, and still others imagine their partner with another woman. The variations are many, but the common thread is curiosity and novelty. Around 17% of women imagine scenarios involving only women, while 39% imagine mixed gender situations. What's important to remember is that imagining something doesn't mean wanting it to happen. These fantasies are about freedom, variety, and the excitement of being desired from multiple directions. The psychology here is actually quite simple. Humans are wired to crave novel sensory experiences. Variety triggers dopamine release in the brain. That chemical rush shows up in fantasy even when it doesn't happen in reality. This isn't betrayal, it's imagination playing with possibility. Let me be clear, just because someone imagines something doesn't mean they want it to happen. Sometimes fantasy is just what the brain wants to feel, not what the person wants to do. This distinction is critical, and most people miss it. Fantasy 4, intimacy in public or semi-public spaces. Here's another surprise. Approximately 40% of women have imagined intimate moments in places where they might be discovered. Elevators, beaches, cars, or hidden corners of the world. This fantasy is all about adrenaline. The thought of almost being seen adds risk, and risk amplifies arousal. It's not really about wanting to be caught, it's about the heightened awareness that comes from breaking routine and doing something forbidden, even if only in the mind. Psychologists call this violation excitement, the thrill of crossing an invisible line. It's the same chemical pattern that makes adventure sports exhilarating. When combined with intimacy, it becomes a powerful emotional amplifier. What these fantasies tell us about women, these fantasies aren't just about sex, they're about emotion, identity, and experience. The stranger fantasy might reflect a longing for escape or freedom. Power dynamics express the desire to feel safe enough to let go or confident enough to take charge. Multi-partner scenarios reflect curiosity and a hunger for variety. Public settings capture the thrill of spontaneity. Each fantasy speaks to a deeper psychological need: safety, novelty, power, connection, or excitement. And the most important lesson? There is no normal fantasy. They're all just stories our minds use to explore emotion. Sharing fantasies can transform relationships. What I really want you to understand is this: sharing these thoughts with a partner can change everything. Research shows that couples who talk honestly about their fantasies experience stronger intimacy and better communication. About half of couples who share fantasies report improved relationships, not because they acted on them, but because trust deepened. Still, many women hesitate to have these conversations. For generations, they've received cultural messages that women who express desire are less worthy of respect. As a result, many women suppress their fantasies, pretend they don't exist, and that leads to disconnection and frustration. It's okay to want to be a respectable person in public and a passionate person in private. That duality isn't hypocrisy, it's human. Most women want to be both loved and desired, both respected and adventurous. When trust is strong, those qualities coexist beautifully. If you want to talk about fantasies with your partner, create a comfortable environment. Choose a private, relaxed setting where both of you feel safe. You can start gently. There's something that excites me. Would it be okay if I shared it? Then listen, smile, and let curiosity lead. The goal isn't to shock, it's to share. These conversations don't have to be heavy. They can be fun, light, filled with laughter. The key is openness without judgment. When two people can share their desires freely, intimacy becomes something beyond routine. It becomes play. It moves from performance to authenticity, from worry to connection. Fantasy stops being a secret and becomes a story you can enjoy together. Fantasy is one of the healthiest parts of human sexuality. At its core, fantasy is one of the healthiest aspects of human sexuality. It keeps long-term desire alive and keeps imagination flexible. Curiosity isn't shameful, it's a sign of vitality. The more we talk about it, the more natural sexual honesty and empathy become. For women, expressing desire isn't rebellion, it's self-awareness. For men, listening without judgment is the foundation of real connection. When both sides meet with curiosity and respect, that's where true intimacy begins. So talk, explore, laugh together. Fantasy isn't a confession, it's a window into imagination. The more you understand it, the better you understand yourself and your partner. I hope this conversation has helped you see desire in a new light, not as something to fear or hide, but as a natural, beautiful part of being human. Whether you're a woman carrying these thoughts quietly or a partner hoping to understand them, remember, connection grows where curiosity and kindness meet. May you all experience deeper connection through comfortable conversation. Take care of yourself today, and may you find happiness in healthy, loving relationships. You're worth understanding. You're worth being heard. And your desires, when shared with trust and respect, can become one of the most meaningful bridges between two hearts.